Welcome to Dakota Growing. I'm Kelsey Deckert, your horticulture agent in Burleigh County, joined by my co-host Tom Kalb, NDSU Extension horticulturalist. How are we doing on a Monday?
Love Mondays.
Love Mondays.
Who needs a weekend?
I do.
Oh, do you?
I love the weekends. I want a weekend.
Oh,
I love
really?
the weekends.
Wow.
Yeah, I spent the weekend branding cattle. How about that?
Yeah,
Nice,
I don't really.
hot,
I'm not
windy.
really for that. I think I don't understand. You
Animal
lovers.
identification.
You know, you ride horses. Like if I ride a horse, I'm putting 200 some pounds on a poor animal, telling them to give me a ride, and then I'm gonna brand the cattle afterwards, scar them for life, torture them. I'm just not the. That's my city. I guess I'm kind of a city boy.
Right.
Can't you guys just put a computer chip in them or something? Can't we modernize this? Can't you?
Maybe. Yeah.
Isn't that how you do it? So there's no rustler. Like there's a rustler in town who wants to steal your cattle. That's a triple D ranch over there with their Russell sign with their brand on it. That's it. Right?
I don't think so.
Why do you do it?
Well, for animal identification, yeah.
Well, don't we got those like earrings on them?
The ear tags, those can fall out.
Well, that's why we got to computerize this. I guess I am not a PETA person. No offense, PETA, but I don't get this.
You don't get this.
But that's why this is not Dakota cattle rustling time. Yeah. Dakota growing.
Dakota egg.
So let's go with Dakota growing.
All right.
What are we going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about a few different things. Do we need to say anything about the storms?
Are you going to brand any flowers or anything?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about my favorite flowers.
You brand the pots with them?
No.
Okay.
No, just the ones I like to plant.
Storms were pretty
intense
exciting last night. I think I saw there's going to be possible hail tomorrow.
Coming again.
So.
Yep.
We usually get one good hailstorm a year. So let's get it over with.
Okay, so before we get into what potentially could be tomorrow, we'll talk about today, huh?
That's right. Let's worry about tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'm going to get started today, and I'm going to talk to you guys about my favorite annuals for gardens and containers. And I know you're over here looking at my slides, and you said...
Just a couple.
Moss roses. Haven't we talked about these before?
Yeah, kind of...
I have to shout them out.
Why?
Why? They're just so easy. No. They're great for North Dakota. They're going to survive in our dry, arid conditions, our drought conditions.
Hail.
I think they're great. They start to spread. They fill in raised beds or garden areas really well. Lots of different choices. Got that creeping habit like I mentioned.
Yeah.
They're good.
I like their glistening petals. That's the best thing about them.
Yeah.
The petals actually glisten.
Yeah.
It's cool.
They are cool.
Yeah.
They look really nice. And a sundial is a popular series.
Right. That's right.
Why? I'm sure you know why.
Well, I would say a sundial. So that means it probably keeps its flowers open longer, is my guess.
You bet.
Because portulacas have a tendency to close up. Right?
When the sun are overcast.
Same with gazanias, they do that a lot.
Yep.
And so you want to keep them open. That's
Sundial is really good, yeah. Some other ones to check out would be the Happy Hour series or Calypso or Fairy Tale as well. The Happy Hour gets really large flowers. So this year I decided to try a cousin or a relative in my garden. How about the Wing Pod Purslane? I know you're going to say, well, that's for sure a weed, right?
That's right.
It's purslane. It is related.
I never get a call about, come look at my purslane flowers.
Yeah.
I'll say, what do I do about these purslane weeds?
Okay. Well, it is related to the common purslane, but it's not common purslane. So I actually, of course, like every other gardener, you go to these different garden centers and you see something new. And these 3 pictures I actually took, and they came home with me. I think they're wonderful. So again, what's different between like a moss rose is these tend to have even larger flowers. Again, they're going to thrive in that drought condition and spread. So in my one-tiered bed, I have them at the very top, and they don't get watered as often either. And so these three, the one that our viewers would see on the left is called a toucan scarlet. The middle is a color burst, and then on the right is a sea glass red. And they're so vibrant that I don't even think these pictures do justice. So I'm excited to see how they fill in my one raised bed this year. All right, some other flowers I got going. Can't say no to petunias. Again, I've written articles about these, but I think they're wonderful. They're going to bloom, from spring to frost. Yeah. They need about 5 to 6 hours of sunlight. So many different varieties to choose from, different series, different sizes, different types of flowers. Yeah. I don't know, you got a favorite?
Well, I think the wave petunias are the wave to go. And
the wave to go? Good pun.
So I think I think the wave petunia is one of the most revolutionary new annual flowers that came out about 20 years ago. It's just so floriferous, so many prolific blooms as they creep along. And I especially like the tidal wave because it's like a big bush. It's like, even a couple feet or more tall. And that really stands out. So the waves are I think but I'm with you. I love petunias too. They're good. They're pretty foolproof.
Yeah, they are. And again, these are ones I always like if I can buy less and fill a bigger area. So I buy petunias that are just gonna fill up and I don't have to worry about them. And then of course that blooming is important to me. Also, I always do a zinnia every year. Can't go wrong with them. They're another prolific bloomer. I guess this year I participated in some of your trials.
Yes. We allowed you this year?
You did. You allowed me back in.
I thought I told the group not to let you in again.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Squeezed by. Okay.
You didn't. I put under my husband's name.
Oh, that's it.
No, so this year I'm going to try out the Aurora and Queenie Lime Orange. Yeah, and then great. Is it Burpiana? And the super cactus mix.
Yeah,
so
those are the cactus types with the pointed petals.
Yep,
cactus spiny petals. Those are, that orange one that you talked about. It's like a vintage orange, rusty orange color, a little bit like that flower you got shown there. And that was by far our most popular trial. I ran out of seats for that. We were like 70, 80 people.
People like the bright colors in the landscape.
Yeah, I know. I think it's very beautiful. So we'll see. I'll be looking forward to your report. Make sure it's in on time for a change here.
That's right.
I'll be bothering you.
That's right. And then I also include celosia. I think this is another good one. Again, you're going to have these vibrant stalks throughout the season. Yeah. Continuous blooms. If you do deadhead, that can also encourage any additional blooms. So these are kind of the top that I thought I would include for containers this year.
Yeah, I kind of noticed there's like a drought tolerance theme here.
That's right.
Like that purslane, celosia, zinnias.
We don't run sprinklers at my place. I do handheld water, but not often. Yeah. So that's got to work for me.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to shift gears. It seemed like, beginning of June, things just really started to come in as far as questions and concerns. I know you got others to talk about.
A lot of problems.
I thought I'd start off with evergreen issues. And of course, I don't think it'd be a normal year without any needle cast going on. So, nice picture here of some tree rows. Obviously, they're older given their height. And you can kind of see in the middle of the picture where it's kind of got those bare branches towards the bottom, little bit up. If you get really close-up pictures, I didn't include any this time around, but you can actually look at the needles under a microscope and you can see like the black fruiting bodies that are kind of the telltale sign. So what do? There's two different types, stigmina and rhizosphaera. That's going to be the most common one we see in North Dakota, and rhizosphaera has a 1-year cycle, where stigmina has a 2-year cycle. And so those symptoms are going to include that needle loss, browning of needles, the black fruiting bodies if you're able to get some of those needles under a microscope. And so as far as control, I think it depends on everybody's situation and what you got going on. That's what I like to tell people is, one, consider the threshold. consider maybe some removal of branches or trees. And if you do need to look at a chemical option, chlorothalonil is an option that you can try. A lot of times that I get these questions, these are in like older shelter belts and everything. So
that's right.
Pretty hard to control with a chemical on very large ones as well. So
yeah, the problem is if you look at that shelter belt.
Yeah, I'll go back to that.
Those trees are too close to each other.
100%.
They're made to stop wind, not to grow in a healthy way. I mean, they're all shading each other. It's humid. Mm-hmm. They're all promoting disease. So, I mean, that disease is not going to go away by itself. So, if you really want to get serious, you got to thin out.
Yep.
Every other one at least. And so that's why it's a question about treating it. You got to get rid of that dead thing. That's obvious. But as far as a long term, I don't think it's really hard. You talk about threshold. What's a threshold? Threshold's my wallet and my savings account.
Exactly.
If I don't get, you got it. And if you got to spray, not just one time.
No.
You got to spray for years, and you spray now when the needles are half open, and again, like around 4th of July when they're fully open. You do that for 2 or 3 years. And that just suppresses the disease. That just protects against further infection at best. So this is a hard one. So this is just like, I don't know. I would be very reluctant to spend any money on this situation.
You live with it. A lot of people.
It's still stopping the wind, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Just not beautiful. That's okay.
Okay, I've been seeing some pine needle scale too out there.
Beautiful.
You getting any of those yet?
I haven't seen it yet. Haven't looked for it yet. It's
pretty
just emerging.
Yeah, pretty popular. You'll start to see little white spots on the needles. This can obviously occur on pine trees as well as spruce. The needles can turn from like a yellow to even falling off. Yeah. So those eggs are laid in the fall and they overwinter beneath their dead mother. She protects them. And then they hatch mid to late May, and the crawlers will start to feed on those new needles. So what do we do with this? I know, again, we've talked about this in the past. You're going to want to do like a combination of a systemic and a crawler spray. And we kind of say those crawlers correlate when our lilacs are blooming, correct?
That's right. Now.
So here's some options for that crawler stage. You can see insecticidal soaps, horticultural oils, carbaryl, and then what your systemic is. So again, you got to be probably hitting them doubly to take care of this. Thoughts?
Yeah, you got to just first of all you got to target. We got to look at it. It's just like some white flecking on the branches, and usually it's not a huge deal. I've never seen It's very rare for a pine tree to die from pine needle scale, but it can weaken some of the branches. But I think you got to target that crawler spray that time, and that's like right now. And if you look carefully, you can see those little crawlers are translucent. They're very tiny, but you can see them on the needles. Now's the time they're sensitive. They got no protection, so now's the time to nail them, and you can nail them with almost any insecticide to prevent the further spread of pine needle scale. Yep.
Get them while they're weak right now.
Get them when they're sensitive.
No protection.
That's right.
Okay, another type of scale that I saw is the pine tortoise scale. These are going to be, you're going to have some needles that are off-colored and stunted, kind of making that tree overall pale or thin. Might see some sooty mold on the branches. The sample that I got brought in, this is not the exact picture, but you could see the scale along the branches, especially where they branched out and everything. So again, these are going to live through the winter as fertilized females on the branches. They'll grow and lay eggs in the spring. And these tiny crawlers will start to appear in late June to early July and begin feeding on the needles. So again, we'll want to apply horticultural oils in late fall, early spring, and then again, consider a systemic in the spring as well. So these ones, I think people get a little confused because from a distance, again, if you're not well-versed, they might think it's like a little bud developing on a branch.
Yeah, I don't see too much of this. But anyhow, just I think in the big picture, deciding to spray a mature tree, make sure you got the pest clearly identified, and it makes economic sense for you.
That's right.
Because a tree can tolerate a lot of this damage.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm going to talk lastly about some troublesome weeds in our lawn. All right, Creeping Charlie, ground ivy. It's already out there. Can be very invasive. It's going to thrive in shaded, moist, nutrient-poor soil. Hand removal is going to be the best for those small patches. And you're going to want to use something like Tricolpure to help weaken that in a lawn. This I've been seeing quite a bit. Even my own mother sent me a photo of this one. So, there you go.
Especially in a shaded area, that's very common. And if I could be a British man here, I would say that this is not a weed.
It's beautiful, right?
It's a mint. It's a mint and an ornamental. So, dear my Kelsey, go on to the next plant, because this is surely not weed. But, okay, getting back to North Dakota, Tom. 2 times to get Creeping Charlie. 1 is when it's blooming. 2, the best time, almost for every perennial weed, is in around mid-September. That's a time when will send all that herbicide down into its roots. So take care of it. Maybe try to get a thicker lawn. Maybe get some fine fescue, a shade tolerant grass in there to compete with it better. Maybe give it a little bit of nitrogen, a little fertilizer might help too. But yeah, Tricolpure is kind of like the second. Usually, a lot of people use the Trimec, the standard weed be gone stuff. If that doesn't work, then Tricolpure's here. I agree with you 100%. That's a nice alternative.
Yeah.
Toxic.
You don't got any of this in your lawn?
Huh?
Don't got any of this in your lawn?
I got none of. Can I tell you something? It's really weird.
Yes.
My old farmhouse in Minnesota, we had my dad just loved planting trees, and our backyard is just full of trees. It's pure shade, and our lawn in our backyard is Creeping Charlie. It's literally creeping. There's no grass in it. I've never seen a landscape with a backyard of pure Creeping Charlie.
Wow.
Shocking.
Did you?
I should show you a picture. I didn't. But
do you have a picture?
No. Yeah, but not with me.
I know, but did you actually get a picture?
Yeah, because that's so weird.
Yeah.
But that's what happens in a shaded area.
So it's pretty beautiful.
I got no problem with it.
I don't either. I think it's fine. I totally think it's fine.
On to the next one, Kelsey.
All right.
It's not a weed. I mean, it is a weed.
Okay, next one. I see I labeled the slide wrong, so I apologize. I didn't catch that. This is not Creeping Charlie.
Oh,
How about... Yeah, what is this, Tom?
This is Black Medic.
You're right.
That's Medicago.
I know. I just looked at this. Obviously, didn't catch this, so I apologize. But yes, Black Medic. This is actually a legume. So they say this will grow in areas that are dry and sunny, and it can be an indication of low soil nitrogen, right? So they're trying to fix it.
Strong right now.
Yeah.
My yard is full of this stuff. So it's strong. It's a sign of it can fix its own nitrogen. Grass can't. So if there's no nitrogen in the soil, this guy goes, hey man, I don't need that Scott's turf builder.
Watch me survive.
I can make my own
Superman
nitrogen. And so it does. And has these attractive yellow flowers.
It does, yeah.
But later on in the year it looks pretty ragged, but now it looks beautiful.
Yeah, so a couple things. You can definitely reduce it in the yard by maintaining a healthy turf. Right?
Fertilize your lawn now and then, in other words.
Yeah. And of course, I just listed some chemical options again if you need them. But just like you stated before, fall is the best time. Some dicamba, MCPP. Yeah. I think the most I'm getting questions on right now is people wanting some different grasses that isn't balanced throughout their lawn. What is it? I need a seed head to identify. Grasses are extremely hard to identify. And I put this on there because, again, you maybe don't need that perfectly manicured lawn, like tolerate some diversity in your lawn, but essentially if you got a lawn that's growing within a lawn, or a grass growing within your lawn, you're going to be wanting to spot spray that with glyphosate, unless it is like crabgrass. There's some control out there for crabgrass, but otherwise...
Well, how do you tell if it's crabgrass?
Well, I would let it go to seed. I need that seed head. Yeah. Also, if it pulls out easy.
Crabgrass is now this tall.
That's pretty tall,
It's an annual.
Yeah,
it just germinated. So that's how I tell if it's an annual grass. Can I just pull it out? Okay. It's an annual. It comes out.
Just pull it out then.
If it's yeah.
Pull it out.
Man, I got better things to do. But with quackgrass, our perennial grass, I try to pull it. It's got a strong root.
It's giving you the grip test.
Yeah, it's not an annual. It's a perennial. It's been there.
Yeah.
So then I got it. Then I was taught a long time ago the way to control all these grasses is just mow your lawn. Then you can't tell the difference. They all blend in. But if you just can't live with that, and you gotta, I can't stand that wide coarse grass, and you gotta spot spray with glyphosate, and that little clump of grass will die within 2 weeks. Ready to go after that. You can reseed over that.
You know, I think the one comment you made a few weeks ago when we visited somebody's yard is also have real expectations of the grass that can grow in that area. He had some trees. What's going to grow in shade versus what's going to grow out in full sun. So again, you might not have that nice, just even, same species across your yard. Me, I'm more like, well, if it's green, great. Let it be green. So
yeah, I see. One thing I think, first of all, I got to say something. I have no judgment about anybody's yard, anybody's lawn, because that's so...
Y'all got your own goals.
That's right. So, like, I don't judge you if you got some dandelions or black medic or whatever in your lawn. It's fine. Whatever works for you. But the thing about nature is not uniform. It's just not.
No,
it just
not natural.
It's just not natural. So maybe we need to consider coping a little bit with some irregularity.
There you go.
And saying a uniform lawn is not nice. It's unnatural.
There you go.
There's another perspective there.
That's right.
There you go.
All right, that's what I got for today.
Sounds good. Now I got to work, huh?
Now you got to work.
Okay.
Tell us what we're going to chat about for this episode.
Well, I'm talking about summertime.
Ooh,
because we're at the beginning of summer, right? Man, I love summer.
You're smiling?
Long days. I'm smiling now.
Smiling now.
No snow. No snow. You know, my daughter just drove to Seattle over the weekend, and I saw on the weather. I was watching the weather to see how the weather was to go to Seattle. Yeah. There was like snow. They said, look out for the snow on the mountains in the Rockies. Oh my God. I can't believe this snow. Snow got to go away. But winter's gone. Snow's gone. Days are long. Yeah. Not too many bugs out there. Summer's great. Let's enjoy it. Now, one of the first rites of summer, early summer, is this. Yep.
That was me last weekend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Me too. I burned my redneck, and I got big floppy ears. I always get sunburn. Can't help it. Just even with sunscreen sometimes. And you know what? This is a garden show, so not a dermatology show.
Oh man.
So this is what happened. This cucumber. I'm sorry, I didn't put the sunscreen on it in time, so it got burned. So there is no sunscreen for cucumber. Sorry. So, but it doesn't get pink like that lady's skin. It gets white bleaching. Here's another cucumber that got it. It's just when the leaves just pop up. It's a very hot, blistery, sunny day. It can burn those leaves. But don't worry about it. The plant's a survivor. You see, it's got the new growth. It's unaffected. It's going to definitely outgrow the problem. Just like with my redneck, I'm going to outgrow the problem. Just, everything is good. Just like a rite of spring, or summer, I should say. Okay, here I got this last week from somebody, and they had a problem. Said, how come the rows of my squash and beans aren't coming up? And so they dug up the seeds and said, oh my gosh, it's full of maggots. So that's not good. So this is what happens with gardens that were lawn the previous year.
Oh.
And so you dig it up, and there's a lot of organic matter. Or people who add a lot of manure to their garden every year. And that has more organic matter. And then there's a fly that comes by earlier in the year, and it looks for these organic rich soils, and it found this lady's seeds, and the fly laid its eggs, and now the maggots are there. The good news is that fly's gone now, and we can replant now. So just go ahead, replant. We've got plenty of growing season. You can plant the beans and squash now. But this is always a risk when you plant early in the season too, because the seeds just stay in the ground for a long time.
Yeah.
So this, wait till the ground warms up, and again, this is a risk of a garden that was turfed the year before. Next year, I doubt if she'll have this problem. Okay, we got here's it on beans. We got no insecticides that we can use to manage this situation in the soil. The government took it away from us 25 years ago. For our goodness, they thought. There you go. Okay, that's maggots. Okay, replant, no worries. Okay, I was driving around. I saw these white tree guards on trees. Okay.
Must be their sunscreen, huh?
You're right. Okay, wise Alec. So, yes, it's a sunscreen, but they don't need it. They need a sunscreen why do you put a white tree guard on anyhow? Why don't you do that?
Protect it in the winter. That's what we talk about.
Protect it in winter. From what?
From the sun.
From sun and for wildlife too. These voles, but voles, they're done. They're not going to be messing around our landscape right now. If they're out in the landscapes now, they're exposed, and the hawks will come get them. So they're in their brushy areas. So we don't worry about voles this time of year damaging the bark of our trees. And getting, like you said, totally, like these white tree guards, the whole purpose of them is to protect the tree from freezing in winter. Okay, and the reason why it's white is we want it to reflect the winter sun so that the trunk stays cool all winter. We don't want the trunk to warm up, because if it warms up on like a warm day in March, it'll crack open. And it's like what happens, it's just like when you put a can of pop in the freezer, and it will just explode because water expands when it freezes. And so this is on a maple tree. Just got this picture here over at Legacy this weekend. And so it's on the southwest side. The sun warmed up that side of the tree in the winter, and the cells got active, and then the sun went down, those cells froze, and they burst open, creating these vertical cracks. It's not life-threatening. We only damaged about, think about how much of the ring was damaged, where the water nutrients flow. That's where the action is. So a vertical crack isn't that harmful, because you're only damaging like 10% of the ring. So 90% of the ring's still going. And if you see this picture on the right, you see that a crack is healing. You see that like rolling of that's a healing process. But this guy is going to be, it's going to be 10 years before it's totally healed. So that's why we put that white tree guard on. But that's over. There's no freezing now, okay? We talked about that after 1 minute. There's no snow or ice anymore in North Dakota. So you should take the white tree guards off. Take your tree guards off. Why? Because the white tree guards can constrict the growth. Here's this just took this over the weekend. You see those plants are just, they want to expand. The trunks want to expand, but they're being choked. So the white tree guards are harming the growth of this plant now. So you only do this when freezing weather is happening. So now this is over with. So take them off. They don't need it. The other thing that happens this time of year is you can look at and say, hey, how come that tree's not, oh my gosh, it never woke up this spring. And then you just look at the base of the tree, and that's mower damage. Look at that poor guy. They went all the way around with the mower, and they ripped out the rings. The most precious wood of a tree is just beneath the bark. It's not in the core of the tree. That precious wood is beneath the bark, because that's where the new growth comes from. That's where a lot of the water and nutrients flow. So like one time when I was counting agent like you, Kelsey, someone called me and says, what's the best way to kill a tree? I've got to kill this tree. And I told him, well, it's easy. All you got to do is like get a hatchet and just rip the bark all the way around the tree, and the tree will die. He says, oh, great. I'm going to go kill my neighbor's tree right now. Great. So there's a word of advice. You want to kill your neighbor's tree, just scrape all the way around the bark. And that's what mowers do. Mowers are terrible. So put a ring of shredded bark around that, okay? And that'll keep the lawnmower away and the weeds away and conserve some moisture, okay? Another thing that's really happening right now is suckers are developing, especially like choke cherries are famous. So this is like a common one. These are growths coming from the roots right at the base, and they're popping up, and it's a way for the tree to survive. Here's a more problem. Again, choke cherry. So what do we do about this? Most people think this is not especially attractive. So just the easy way, just get a lopping shears and just cut them right at the base. That easy. You can use a lawnmower, but the mower blade won't appreciate going through wood like these sprouts. So just get the lopping shears and cut them off right at the base. And there are some chemicals if you're into that. There's sucker stopper, and so you would cut all the suckers at the base, and then you spray that sucker stopper to prevent them from resprouting right away. But I just think the easy way is just, if this bothers you, just cut right at the base with the lopping shears. It takes 5 minutes.
Can you just leave them and they'll grow up? Yes,
you can, but first of all, it doesn't look very attractive in a home landscape. Yeah. And also, suckers, they don't really... If the mother tree is healthy herself, we don't want those suckers there. They can interfere with the mother tree's growth.
Okay.
And so we just don't. They
like
do
a
nothing
tree
positive.
row situation.
I guess if you want to turn that into a choke cherry hedge, you could just keep doing that.
Okay.
But I don't know many people who have a choke cherry hedge where the mother trees are spaced 20 feet apart. That's not really the way to go. So just get the lopping shears, take them out. That's the easy way. Another thing that we've had the last couple of weeks, these tent caterpillars, they make really a big presence in the tree. There's like 100 or more of those caterpillars in a nest. And so they will start chewing on the leaves. They got a good appetite, and people get freaked out that they think their tree is going to be eaten alive. But actually, you can see even in this picture, there's lots of green leaves there. So you just got to step back and say, man, there's that tree isn't even under stress at all if 25% or less of the leaves are eaten. So, and even if this branch the leaves are eaten, the branch can resprout when the tent caterpillars get done eating. And the tent caterpillars are pretty much done eating right now in our area, and now they kind of walk away from the nest and say, I got to take a nap. I'm kind of
tired.
It's like Thanksgiving. You have a huge feast.
Ate too much.
And so you say, I got to go find the couch and sleep. And so that's what it does now. And then later in July, it's going to turn into an adult. And then it's going to do what adults do.
It's going to have some fun, huh?
It's going to go have some fun. Lay some eggs, and then it's going to die. There you go. That's life in a nutshell. Eat, be merry, and die. And here's another picture of the nest, kind of aggressive. Now, if you want to, if you can take a stick, pull it out, do it on a cloudy day when they're all in the nest, or at night when they're all in the nest sleeping together. Just take the nest, take it out. You can kind of rip the nest and then shoot it full of insecticide, and then watch them all freak out and have spasms and die. That's kind of a fun sight. But don't use a blowtorch, because that could cause damage to the branch. Even though the sizzling sounds cool, the branch dies. So don't do that. That's more harmful than the tent caterpillars.
Or something like cut it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's because again, you eat the whole branch. Yeah. So don't have to do that, but don't worry about it. That's the important thing. But it likes fruit trees, especially. It seems like it's got a thing for that. Okay. We had this picture that you wrote to me in on, Kelsey, with this orchard in Linton County. And you see the leaves are all droopy. And you see on the left, they're all droopy and kind of bent down. And on the right, you see the leaf stems, the petioles are so long and unusually long. Mm-hmm. And then there's a picture of a close-up on the left. And that's glyphosate injury. Okay. And so... You can see at the base on the picture on the right there, you see how they control weeds. They use glyphosate, which is a vegetation killer, a short-lived vegetation killer. Very effective. It'll kill grasses, it'll kill broadleaves, it'll kill ground ivy, like you said, everything. But of course, that's not a problem. Usually you do it to control the grasses around the tree. And then glyphosate's gone after a few days, or pretty much gone after a few days. So that's very short-lived and effective. But the problem is, in this case, what will likely happen is when the spray was done, they got a little too close to the bark, and this is a young tree. It's got green bark. It's very sensitive to glyphosate. So you got to be careful when you spray around trees to make sure that you're totally focused on what you're doing, and don't spray the bark on the tree. Otherwise, the tree's going to be okay. Almost always the tree survives this. And next year you won't even see symptoms on it next year. But got to be careful using herbicides. And so that's just a real quick thing about to prevent these kind of problems. Avoid windy conditions. Like if it's over 10 miles an hour, don't spray. If it's hot, if it's over 80, especially high 80s or 90s, that chemical is going to volatilize and spread. So don't spray when it's hot. And the most important thing is read the label and follow the instructions. Like if it says only spray 1 ounce, put 1 ounce of chemical in a gallon of spray, don't say, I really want to get that darn weed. I'm going to hit it with, forget that 1 ounce, I'm going to hit it with 6 ounces. I'm going to fry that sucker weed. No, because then what happens? That's what happens. You kill everything. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what happened is they didn't read the label.
They meant business.
That's right. And so follow the label instructions. Okay, it's so important nowadays, okay?
I think that also brings up another point, like seeing that is if you use the same sprayer, make sure you're cleaning it out. My uncle had that happen at his lake cabin where he sprayed Tempo. And then, he actually had sprayed Roundup to start, and then he didn't wash it out and went and sprayed Tempo all over his lawn in the midsummer and fried it.
Yes.
So clean out those sprayers if you're using them.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, last thing to talk about has to do with tulips.
Oh.
We're at the end of the tulip season, and so the flowers have faded, and it is a flower, by the way. It is a flower, and see that thing in the middle? That's the female portion surrounded by
the pistil,
male, with the male anthers and stamens there. And so that tulip, why does that tulip look so pretty? It's trying to attract pollinators because the tulip wants to have seeds. Okay, how come you don't see many green tulips? How come you don't see many green moss roses?
It's not attractive to our pollinators.
Because the pollinators wouldn't find it. So that's the way it is. You got to have bright colors. Hey, bee, here I am. Come on, let's go. Pollinate me. Fertilize me. Okay, that's what it's all about. And so when I see this, when I see these seed pods develop, now the tulip's so happy, the plant's happy. Okay, I'm success. I'm going to have children. I'm going to have seeds. There's going to be future tulips in my generations. But this is not what we want. Because what happens is now with this picture on the right, with those seed pods, the bulb gave all of its energy, a tulip bulb gave all of its energy to produce that beautiful flower. Okay? And then the bulb steps, okay, I got seeds. It gives all of the energy to producing seed pods. But the bulb is empty now. The bulb's got no food left. And so now you're not going to get any tulips next year because it's got no energy for next year's tulips. That's because the seed pods drain it out. So as soon as the petals fall, you got to cut off the flower stalk and say,
you're done, huh?
No more. No seed pods. Sorry, you got to try again next year to have a flower. Okay? And so what happens, you leave the leaves alone. We need the leaves. They produce the food for the bulb. Okay? So we're going to get to cut off the seed pods, the seed stalk, even before any pods are formed. And then let the leaves there, and then maybe sprinkle a little fertilizer to encourage it, to grow a little bit more energy, and then those leaves are going to pump in a lot of new energy into the bulb, so next year you get another wonderful crop of tulips. So that's what you got to do. So don't allow your tulips to go to seed. That's why some people have a tulip that only lasts for 1 or 2 years. Okay, last thing. I saw the Oriental poppies are blooming out. There's a great...
Is this in your neighborhood?
Yep, I was just driving around, and, well, this one isn't.
I was going to say, you just go out and take photos.
I did yesterday.
Okay.
See all these tree pictures?
Yeah.
You know, I don't see you say, like, Monday, weekend. Come on, this is like... For us garden, our horticulture people, we don't sleep until the frost comes. You know, that's my favorite day of the year, when the first frost comes in September. But from now and then, it's full time, and so I had to take some pictures for the show. You know.
So were you documenting your garden journal?
No, I was not writing anything in my garden journal.
Okay, shoot.
I do not have a garden journal.
Shoot.
Shame on me.
This could be, maybe this is a digital journal for us every year.
That's right. That's what I do. You're right. Yeah. So, but anyhow, I love those poppies. They're so beautiful.
They're so pretty big,
papery and brilliant, and it reminds me of these red poppies. I didn't notice these Oriental poppies, or these red poppies. They're the symbol of World War I. Mm-hmm. Did you hear that? So that now I'm watching all these historic America 250. See all these TV shows about great presidents and great war heroes. So it just gives me a taste of that. But I love Oriental poppies. Just love that. So that's a great flower. That's what I got, Miss Kelsey. So that was like the early summer, like the first struggles going on out there.
That's right.
First battles, our own battles
that are happening.
But that was just the first wave coming across.
Very
so we got lots more problems coming our way. More diseases, especially hailstorm.
Insects,
rain, kind of could have more diseases. So, but don't worry. NDSU Extension, we're here. If you got any questions, we're here to help you give science-based answers on how to cope with these problems.
I like that. How to cope. There you go. Just like
cope
you said,
and fight back.
That's right.
And prevent problems. That's a lot of the problems. Just prevent the problem. Keep your plants healthy.
There you go. Nothing else?
I got nothing more to say. Until next time.
Until next time. Well, we thank you for joining us on today's Dakota Growing episode, and we will see you very shortly in the future.
Dakota Growing is a gardening show brought to you by Dakota Media Access and NDSU Extension. We discuss a variety of timely topics pertaining to your landscape, along with giving you tips and advice for your lawn, garden, and trees. If you have questions, call 701-221-6865 or email ndsu.burley.extension@ndsu.com. Dakota Growing airs on Radio Access 102.5 FM, Community Access Channel 12 or 612 HD, or online at freetv.org.